Two B's in a Ball podcast, where we pick it, we call, we win, or we fall. My name is Braden, alongside here with Blake. Thank you, as always, for making us hopefully your first listen every Thursday. Blake, week 10, how are you feeling?
It feels weird. We made it this far in the season. It feels like, just last week we were recording our first episode. But like I say every week, I look forward to this every week. Lots of fun things to talk about and discuss this past weekend and upcoming this weekend, and potentially even next week. So lots of cool things in the works, and I'm excited to get into this.
Cool things in the works. Domains bought. Excuse me. Domains bought.
Already voice cracking, huh? We're about 45 seconds in.
It's my pure excitement. My pure
signature move right there.
For what's in the future. We might mess around and make some merch. Who knows? Big things coming for Two B's in a Ball. We won't reveal too much, but just stay tuned. Like Blake said.
We'll drop a little hint for y'all. Most people that listen already know who's going to be on next week, but if you don't, if you like basketball is starting next week. Texas Tech versus BYU is next week. Looks like College Game Day is going to be here. So we have a special treat for y'all in a Texas Tech basketball legend. So that's what we'll give you for that.
You loyal listeners, we teased this about 4 weeks ago, and it never happened. But we're hoping it happens this time. So yeah, we're pumped for that. I'm going to work as hard as I can to get Ryan Hammer on this podcast at some point. Talk about the trapezoid of excellence. And we're pumped for basketball, definitely. But hey, we're in the heat of football. We're going to keep talking about it. Listeners, we don't know the timestamp of this video yet, but we're going to hope that it's shorter than our other episodes to keep it more engaging, keep you locked in. And anyways, please hit subscribe if you haven't already. Helps our show, helps us keep going, helps our expenses.
Full-time job,
like we say. Let's get straight into it, Blake. Can you guess what I want to talk about first?
I'll tell you what it can't be. It's the AP poll because it was perfect this week. So surely you have no complaints.
So that leads me straight into you're wrong. No, it was not perfect. It was actually maybe the worst of the year. If you haven't seen the AP poll, go check it out right now. You can follow with us. But yeah, I'm pretty frustrated. And I'm frustrated with the guys that I listen to while I'm at work. And they continue to frustrate me with their takes and with what they have to say. Just seems like they're on the side of money and wanting to put the brand in the playoff or the top 12 teams, whatever it may be. The whole AP poll. I have another problem with Blake. We talked about it briefly. I probably should just wait for the podcast to call you and get furious talking about this, but I don't do that.
He could not wait this week. It was Sunday afternoon, and he calls me just pissed off, like genuinely. Maybe the most mad I've ever seen Braden, besides like once or twice in high school. So, yeah, he was really, really mad. And what's the worst thing on this AP poll, B-Mark?
The worst thing, the more I've thought about it, I think the worst thing about this AP poll continues to be Notre Dame. I'm trying to find the comment I made on Joel Klatt's podcast. In the meantime, here it is. So Joel Klatt was talking about the LSU job, all this whatever. I decided to comment on his post. Talks about Notre Dame and talks about why they're in his top 10, mind you, not top 12. They're ranked 12th in AP poll. They're in his top 10. Over teams like our beloved Texas Tech, over teams like Cincinnati, over teams like I think he had Georgia Tech not in the top 10. 8, no Georgia Tech. BYU. He might have had BYU as 10. Anyways, here's my comment. Counting quality losses over wins. a Klatt masterclass putting Notre Dame in the top 10 when any other team in the country, this is my main kicker with Blake, when any other team in the country with the same resume would not even sniff the top 25. Laughing face, thumbs up emoji.
Thumbs up emoji really brought it home there.
Yeah. All that to say, I just don't appreciate the team that's not in a conference with 2 losses, and we're counting quality losses over wins. That doesn't make sense. That truly doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. This is, to our loyal listeners, if you go back a couple of weeks, I think literally 2 weeks ago, I think we said if Notre Dame finds a way to beat USC, they're in the playoffs. And it's come to fruition. They don't play anybody the rest of the year. So, I mean, if they lose a game the rest of the year, they're out. But I strongly doubt that's going to happen. So, yeah, I mean, they're in, and they're going to get steamrolled, just like they did last year. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe they come to Lubbock.
Man, yeah. I hope that something chaotic happens in the Big 12 or ACC and it just screws up. Like Cloud was talking about how, if you're a Notre Dame fan, you want chalk the rest of the way so that Notre Dame can somehow get a seed into the college football playoff. But if you have a team like Houston or like Cincinnati or someone in the ACC to just go like screw up stuff and get Notre Dame out of it, I'm all for that, to be honest with you. So, anyways, Clat, I listen to you. I'm a part of the whatever that makes you money. So I'm a victim of your podcast, but it genuinely frustrated me this week. I'm not gonna lie, it genuinely frustrated me.
Yeah, truly understandable. I'll tell you what my biggest issue is, and I know this has happened in the past, but it really pisses me off. How the heck are BYU and Miami tied for being number 10? Like, I don't get it. And you've got 2 number 10s and no number 11 in this week's AP poll. Obviously, one team has a way better resume than the other. BYU's undefeated, and Miami does not look great. This past weekend, they got out to another slow start. They wound up pulling it out pretty handily. But, I mean, if you're a Miami fan, you got to be a little nervous. All that to say, I don't think they should be anywhere near BYU's ranking. You've got teams lower than them that I think have a more impressive resume. And, I get Navy. This is going to be a hot take, but Navy hasn't really played anybody, but they haven't lost. They're undefeated, and they're not in the AP poll. So,
we want losses. We want losses over wins.
Yeah, quality losses over wins for sure.
Yes.
I mean, all you can do is win. So, I mean, if you get quality losses,
you're good. You're
in.
You're golden.
Yeah, top 25.
You are golden. Absolutely. Georgia Tech. I get that their strength schedule is probably not the best. You beat a conference opponent by 25 points. Let me drop you a spot. We're going to go from 7 to 8 there for Georgia Tech. Also, Flat made his November top 12 or playoff picture. I don't know if you saw this, Blake, but he had Ohio State at 1, A&M at 2, Indiana at 3, Alabama at the 4 seed. Okay. We're not doing the automatic bids this year.
Right.
That's with a 1-loss Texas Tech team who wins out the rest of the year, wins the Big 12, doesn't get a top 4 seed. Are we going to forget the fact that Alabama lost to Florida State?
Yeah, and that is looking more and more like a really bad loss.
Are we just going to let that slide? Like, honestly, the top 3 I'm fine with, but the fact that he put Alabama at the 4 spot over a team like Tech or a team like Miami who could win out, that blew my mind more than anything on that show. And I don't know, man. He had Tech at the 7 seed. He had 1 loss BYU He had them beating Tech in November and losing the Big 12 championship to Tech and not in the playoff. He also had Georgia Tech not in the playoff too. So
wow,
I don't know.
Did you watch the Alabama South Carolina game this weekend?
I sure did.
That South Carolina should have won that game.
100%.
Shout out Taylor. We were texting the whole time. Lenore Sellers fumbles on their potential game-winning drive. So just a rough day to be a Gamecock. But Alabama snuck out of that game. South Carolina is now 3-5. So at the time, Alabama beats a team that's 3-4 by 7. Georgia Tech wins the game by 25. Alabama stays at number 4. And Georgia Tech moves down a spot. So I don't get the logic. The people that vote on the AP poll, we've talked about it once, we'll talk about it a million times. It's disgusting to see something like this. Like the way Alabama played this past weekend, they shouldn't be a top 5 team. They lost to Florida State, should have lost to South Carolina. They will lose another game this season, whether that be LSU, Oklahoma, or Auburn. They're going to lose another one of those games.
Interesting.
They will lose another one of those games. The way they're playing right now. If I had to guess, I'm going to go Auburn. Auburn's sneaky. You look at their past schedule. They lose to Missouri in a double overtime. They lose to Georgia by 10, A&M by 6, OU by 7. They've kept all these big games against these big-time schools. I've kept it within 1 to 2 score games. So if they can keep Alabama right there, I think, last game of the year, rivalry week at home, I think they're going to have a damn good shot at beating Alabama.
I don't hate it. A lot of sneaky win. Is that one at Alabama?
Auburn.
Oh, okay. So a little home game. I don't hate that. I could spend forever talking about this, but I will leave you with a quote. And you can guess who said this. Folks, I think we have to go to the losses. This is after we were talking about who should be in, who should be out. Folks, I think we have to go to the losses. Who said it?
I'm going to go with Joel Klatt.
Bingo on the money. Hey, I don't want to be such a hater to him. Obviously, a lot of respect. He runs a very successful show, and he's a broadcaster. So, Klatt, if you're listening, which you might be, not a hater, but frustrated. I'll just say that. Blake, do you have anything you'd like to talk about?
I do. And this is going to throw you off a little bit, but the main reason we started this podcast, college basketball season comes back this upcoming Monday, and I could not be more excited. Tip off Monday morning, 7 a.m. I am pumped. I'm going to be up for that game. It's Winthrop versus Queens, and who wants to watch that? I just love college hoops. I'm definitely gonna be up watching that. I'm excited. Tech plays their first basketball game of the year on Tuesday. So less than a week away. We made it. It was a long 7 months, but
it really was.
It was. I think, being a Tech fan after the way last year ended, Final Four being in San Antonio, you're right there against Florida. And, everybody in Lubbock has plans to go. And you just fall short right there at the end. So it felt like as soon as that game was over, you were counting down the days until next season because, that fire is back in Lubbock for college basketball. The fire is there for college football. So it's kept us busy. We haven't had that in a while for college football, so I appreciate our football team doing what they're doing. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it just felt like ever since that day, you're counting down the days until November 4th.
That's awesome, man. Shout out Adonis Arms. We watching Winthrop. Ready to cheer them on at 7 a.m. on YouTube TV.
Yeah, I'm stoked about college basketball this year. Um, something that just to lead into what I want to talk about. Braden Smith is the consensus number one player in the nation. Purdue and Houston are interchangeable at the top two. I think Braden Smith is. I've been a Purdue bandwagoner since Jaden Ivey and Zach. What's his name? Zach Edey were there. Yeah, that was a fun team to watch. But Braden Smith was actually on that team. The dude's been playing for like 6 years, and I do not think he's even close to the best player in the country. The dude can shoot the ball. I'll give him that, but I don't think Purdue is going to be that good. I don't think Braden Smith is the best player in the country, and I don't understand the hype around him. It's not like he had just a super stellar year last year that made everybody believe like, oh, this dude's going to be the best player in the country. So I'm not sure what the hype is about him. I don't hate the guy, but yeah. Do you have any thoughts on that? Have you paid any attention?
Yeah, I definitely have. And I'm not a Braden Smith hater. I think he's a great basketball player. He's just a great passer, and I really respect that. I love passing. I was not the best scorer, so I always respect a good passer.
You had a 3 ball, don't lie.
Kinda. Anyways, I definitely respect Braden Smith. He's a great player. He's gonna probably break the all-time assist record. But I don't know, man. The consensus is it? Would you say player of the year?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. We'll have to see if he truly just has another year where he's really, really solid again. I don't know. Do you have one in mind that you would pick over him?
I genuinely think JT Toppin is a better basketball player.
Yeah, I mean, he's a preseason first teamer, All-American. So
not even a biased take. I mean, like you said, the preseason All-American first team. But if you look at Braden Smith's career, if you look at who he's played with, he is a great passer. You're right, but he has had Jaden Ivey, he's had Zach Edey, he's had Trey Kaufman-Wren his whole career. Jaden Ivey could score from anywhere on the floor. Zach Edey, all you had to do was just lob it up to him, and he's getting 2 points every time. Nobody could guard him. And Trey Kaufman-Wren has turned into that same player. So he's had just great athletes and great scorers around him his whole career. So they've set him up for success. And like I said, I don't hate Braden Smith. I think he would say the same thing. His teammates really have almost contributed more to his success than he has. He can shoot the ball really well. And if Fletcher Lawyer is another one of those guys, if he's open, he's knocking it down. So he's had great teammates around him his whole career.
Yep. I mean, I totally agree. One thing I do want to kind of talk about that we're on this, I'm eager to see both of these guys play in the Big 12. I think this freshman class we have is going to be pretty freaking crazy all around the country. AJ Dybonsta, of course, getting all the hype, preseason AP All-American, first teamer. But Blake, you probably know best. I have a feeling that Darren Peterson will be a better player than Dybonsta will. And I don't. That's just from what I've seen in the preseason stuff. But kind of the vibe that I'm picking up, maybe a take I'll make right now and see how it works out. But what do you think about that?
I think you're really onto something there. BYU spent a lot of money on their basketball team this year. And I just I just got a text from our guest picker. He's about to hop on. I know he would love to talk about this as well. So we'll bring him in on this when he gets in. But Darren Peterson has got to be the guy for Kansas this year. He's a bucket. And Kansas, with their roster this year, it almost feels like he's going to be their, Ochai Agbaji or their Jalen Wilson. Like he's got to be their go-to guy this year. And AJ, he's got a solid team around him. I feel like, and there's our guest picker, Keegan Beardsley. We're talking basketball right now. Actually, we're talking about the freshman class. AJ Devonta and Darren Peterson is going to be better. So,
for their BYU,
yeah, it's going to be a show. But B-Mart, all that to say, I think I'm on the train with you. I think Darren Peterson is going to be better than AJ. Keegan, do you have a take on that?
I don't at this time, but I've seen a lot of media pushing AJ a lot, and I want to see it to believe it, to be honest. But I mean, we'll see how they both perform and make our decision at the end of the season.
I'm with you. We kind of put you on the spot there, but I know Keegan loves hoops. Keegan loves college sports, so figured he'd have a take on that. I'll go ahead and intro our guest picker this week. Keegan, me and Keegan have been friends for over 10 years now. I think 2014 is when we met. So we've been good.
AAU ball there.
Yep. Good friends ever since. We played a lot of basketball together, went to school together, and we actually played basketball together from freshman year all the way through when we graduated high school. We were still playing in AAU tournaments, which is completely illegal. But we did it, still got our butts whooped. But it was a good time.
And I think Braden remembers a little bit of that too. But
yeah. We all three played on the 806 Lightning, as well as some of our previous guest pickers, Carter, Kaysen. Ryan actually coached us a couple of times. So, Keegan, it's great to have you on.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Just kind of hit Keegan with this last minute. I think I texted him like 20 minutes ago asking him to hop on. So, we're just going to be making some picks later on and just talking a little bit of football, a little bit of basketball.
Let's do it.
Keefy, great to have you. Man, I guess I'll ask you maybe a few questions here. Have you watched an episode before?
I don't think he knew we did this.
Have you?
Not with the both of y'all. Now, I have seen an episode of you and Carter when he made that wizard pick, like on the money. But I mean, but that's the episode that I have seen.
Well, I would never expect you to commit to almost 2 hours of your life listening to us talk. So I respect that. But great to have you on. Keegan, do you have a specific memory? I guess it can be from college football or college basketball, whether it's just a memorable moment or your favorite time as a fan watching on TV or in person. Can you name maybe one or two favorite moments from college sports?
I got to flip the hat around and represent for a moment. Shout out to Blake for this as well. But that 08 Crabtree catch just comes to mind every time. And that's one that's never going to leave the memory. The 2019 Texas Tech men's basketball run may have not ended the way that I was rooting for, but that's a once-in-a-lifetime type of thing there. And, hey, maybe Grant can get us back in the natty, but time will tell. Third.
Go with something that's like super unique. Something
super
that's
unique.
It's like mine, I think I said last week or the week before, like the Houston Tech basketball game last year in Houston. I went to that game. That was a blast.
Does it have to be like a good moment, Braden?
I mean, it could be whatever you want. We can get sad here if you want.
it's not necessarily sad, but it shocked a lot of people.
Okay.
And when Luka got traded to
Oh.
LA, that one's me being a Mavs fan. That they just did him dirty, plain and simple.
Still
That's a
stinks.
good one. That's a good one. We need to keep a tally, B-Mart, on everybody that says the '08 Crabtree catch.
I mean, it is the Texas Tech fan Super
It's the
Bowl.
first one that comes to mind if you're a Tech fan. Absolutely. Like I'd absolutely say the same thing.
Yeah, awesome, Keegan. Well, appreciate that. We'll get you right here. We'll put you on the spot again. Blake, we're gonna bring back something that we did. I think the last time we did was with Kaysen. 3 and out. We're gonna ask some questions here, some rapid fires. Keegan, you answer these just off rip. Don't try to think about it too much. Kind of some college sports questions, football mainly focused in these questions. But all right, we'll start you off here. What is the greatest tailgate food and drink combo?
Burger and a beer, Michelob.
Burger and a beer. Love it. If you had to share a dorm room with either a Tech player or a college football player anywhere in the country, who are you picking?
All time, I'm sharing with Jason Morrow.
Jason Morrow. It's from the archives. Love it.
Jason Morrow.
We lost Blake here. I'll keep asking you. If you were a head coach on the sideline, are you wearing a polo, quarter zip, or a t-shirt, or are you wearing something else?
I'm going polo all day.
I feel like I asked that one because I feel like the old coaches were wearing suits and ties.
Yep.
But love it. Okay, and if Joey McGuire had to work a regular job, so non-coaching, what kind of job would he have?
He'd be like a construction foreman.
Okay. I think I asked Kaysen, or I asked somebody that job, and I think he said car salesman or
Car
something
salesman.
like that. But
I could see that as well.
Is that
Love
Joey?
yeah.
Yeah.
Lost you there, Blake. Everything okay?
Yeah, it just kicked me out for some reason. Guys, like B-Mart said, we bought a domain. We bought a 2bsinaball.com domain, and we're recording on that this week for the first time. So had a little technical difficulties there. My bad, guys.
All
Hey,
good.
it's all right. All forgiven.
All good. Blake, man, I think I've talked about what I want to. I'll let you kind of have the floor here if you want to speak on any basketball, football things, maybe looking ahead into next week. Got anything for us?
Yeah. So Barron is starting this week. Thank goodness. Will Hammond, as we all know, if you're a Tech fan, tore his ACL this past weekend. So really tough for the kid. He had a tough couple weeks. ESPN's posting that clip of him when he's trying to throw that screen pass. The ball just slips out of his hand. So the dude really has had a couple of rough weeks. You got to feel for him. He's just a freshman. I think he will be good in due time. Wasn't that great this year, but feel bad for him. But Mitch Griffiths stepped in, and I think we saw signs of greatness there.
Whoa.
I mean, hear me out.
Signs of what?
Signs of greatness. And let me tell you why. Will Hammond, whenever we played against Arizona State, could not hit his receivers on the run. He couldn't do it. Every ball he threw was behind the receiver. But I think Terrence Carter actually went out with an injury because of a ball that was behind him. Am I right on that?
You did. Yes.
Yeah. So Will Hammond just wasn't accurate with the ball. Mitch Griffiths comes into the game this past weekend, and yes, it's Oklahoma State, I get it, but he throws back-to-back deep bombs. I think it's the first drive of the second half that were just right on the money. I mean, it literally just dropped a dime into his receiver's hands. And, if you're a Tech fan, that's what you're used to seeing. You're seeing some explosive plays. Sounded like the past couple of weeks we had those drawn up for Will Hammond, and he just wasn't taking the shots. So, your third string quarterback comes in and takes those shots, and they're on the money. It made me feel great. made me feel great. He came in and Tech covered the spread of 38.5 with the third string quarterback. But he didn't look like a third string quarterback last weekend, in my opinion. He looked really good. So, if Barron does go down again, I would hate it. I wouldn't feel great about it, but I feel better about the ball being in Mitch Griffith's hands than Will Hammond's.
Whoa. That is a crazy take. Keegan, you have any thoughts about that?
I kind of am on your page with this, Braden,
Okay.
but I can't say Blake's completely wrong.
Yeah.
Hammond is not taking the deep shots like they've had drawn up for him. They are not using his. He's not the best thrower in the country by any means, but he's got a cannon. Let him use it. Or I don't know if he's checking into something else and before the play even snaps and he's worried about throwing it deep. But it's Oklahoma State, dog. I don't think their secondary is anything better than, I don't know.
Colossos?
Playing a JV high school team here.
Maybe Wayland Baptist football or something like that. But
Shout out
right there. Go Nears.
Keegan, Keegan was a college basketball player at Wayland, so he's taking some shots at his alma mater there.
Come on.
Hey, I mean, we did what we had to. But back to Hammond and the Griffs comparison, I will say I don't understand how Griffs had, and one of y'all may need to look it up to correct me, but he had a QBR rating less than 40, but had a higher completion rating than Hammond. So I see where Blake's coming from, but I'm also I'm a big believer in the stats and the numbers. So I didn't see Griffs have any turnovers either.
But, no, he had one rushing touchdown, went 9 for 13 for 172 yards and a passing touchdown. So he did get sacked a couple of times, but
Okay.
So yeah, that kind of dropped his QBR. That's about the only positive we've been able to take away from Will Hammond these past couple weeks, in my opinion, is the dude can use his legs.
Yeah.
If he can get a little more accurate with his throws, he will be really good. I do really believe that in the future, Will Hammond will be good. Just right now, he's not a Big 12 quarterback. B-Mart's looking at me like I'm crazy. I just don't think he is. I mean, he got the start 2 weeks in a row. ESPN exposed him this last week trying to throw a screen pass. The dude just drops the ball.
Ooh,
I think a big
slander.
part of it is that they got to use him correctly. I don't feel like the play calling for him starting at Arizona State was all that great. You got to use him correctly. You got to he's supposed to be a dual athlete QB, but right now he's just got legs on him.
Yeah, I agree. But something you both can agree with, Mitch Griffiths goes 9 for 13, 172 yards and a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown against a Big 12 opponent. No turnovers. I mean, yes, it's Oklahoma State. They've been the laughingstock of the Big 12, but it's still a conference opponent. And when you have those kind of numbers against a conference opponent, those are good numbers.
Let me pose a question for you. If you put Mitch Griffiths as the starting quarterback against Arizona State, does Tech have the lead with 2 minutes left in that game?
I think Tech has the lead at halftime.
Dude, you've seen him play for a half against Oklahoma State.
Yes, but he's more accurate. He's just a more accurate quarterback. And you answer me this. If Will Hammond is more accurate on his, first and second down throws, are we not winning at halftime?
I mean, yeah, I think I agree with what Keegan said about the play calling definitely has to be tailored to Will Hammond, which I don't know what that exactly looks like compared to Morton. But I mean, yeah, I guess I wouldn't disagree with that. situation if he were to complete early downs.
You said this yourself, I think, last week.
Oh, crap.
The offensive coordinator said we tried to let him throw the ball, but he wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, they drew up play calls for him to throw downfield, and he wouldn't do it. He would just take off running. So
and
it comes to a point where you can't blame play calling. You've got to blame the player. If the play calls are there, if
I can understand that.
If he's not completing the short throws, if he's not looking downfield to throw the ball, where do you go? Who do you blame?
You make a valid point there.
You do. And he took all the reps in the spring. He's had a few games under his belt. So, yeah, I think he would also agree that wasn't his best performance against Arizona.
Yeah, 100%. And, I mean, he's had a rough go these past couple of weeks. But I think if Mitch Griffis starts against Arizona State, Tech is 8-0. I fully believe that.
Mitch, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on the show. And Will, I respect you.
Lubbock loves Will Hammond. I'm not trying to slander
That's Ginger
him.
Jesus.
I'm not trying to slander him. I'm just saying he would tell you himself. Just a rough couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I like I said, I feel bad for him. But I will say this: when it comes to coaching, hopefully coaches aren't listening. I would have loved to see Mitch Griffis come into the game against Arizona State after just the start of the second half. That first half was just so ugly. Defense kept you in the game. You got to score. So whatever you have out there isn't working. Try something new. So I would have loved to see that and see where we could have gone. It couldn't have been much worse. So
Blake makes his case, everybody. If you're actually listening, comment below if you agree with that or if you think that's crazy. The more Blake talked about it, the more I was kind of like, all right, dude's got a point. But initially I was definitely shocked. So we shall see how that
kind of add on Blake's point, now that I'm thinking about Mitch Griffis, his background's at Wake Forest, right? They just ran the ball. What if this guy has been able to sling the rock and it just hasn't been able to been shown yet? Because whenever he was at Wake Forest, they just ran the ball the whole time, basically.
I mean, someone's 9 for 13 for 172 yards through one half of football. Dude can sling the rock. I mean, I feel bad for him. He's had more of a rough career than Barron or Will Hammond. I mean, he's just never gotten to show his full potential. So
a hidden gem.
What?
A hidden gem, like Keegan said. Maybe the world just never knew who that guy was.
Yeah,
I mean, what a freaking awesome insurance policy that the transfer portal got, because we picked up Mitch Griffis, and I remember back in the spring when my phone was just every Instagram post was Quentin Joyner, bang, David Bailey, bang, Lee Hunter, bang. I'm like, we're getting all these players, and then it's Mitch Griffis, and I'm like, who is that? But looking at it now, it's dang, what a awesome get in the portal, because you never know what could happen. And like Keegan said, it could be a gem that we never knew.
I mean, Will Hammond's out for the year. If Barron goes down again, we know we have somebody that we can at least trust to keep us in a game. I mean, I anybody else that's on their third string quarterback, like Oklahoma State, for example. I think they started a wide receiver this week. So, they're struggling at the QB position. But we've got at the start of this season, we had 3 guys that we were like, you know what? We feel comfortable putting the ball in any of these 3 guys' hands. So, yeah, like you said, what a blessing that was to get that in the transfer portal.
Absolutely. Well, this will sure spark some more conversation. But Blake, what do you say we get into some picks here?
Let's do
it. Keegan, we pick 10 games each week, and we kind of go through and talk about each one. Can bring up any points, anything you like, anything you don't like. We keep tally of all of our guest pickers and see who the top rated guest picker is. Carter is still in the lead with 9 correct picks.
Speaking of Gavin, I know you're listening. 3 for 10 last week is little rough. So down there with Taylor, tied tied Taylor for 3 for 10 there. And Keegan, just so you can get a head start on this, because we kind of put our guest picker on the spot every week with this, if they don't watch the show. We do a lock of the week. So just a spread or over under that you like, or even a money line if it's close. Just something that's, we try to keep it like minus 150 and above, plus money, whatever. So spreads are usually minus 120. So just something that you see whenever you're scrolling through games, something that you love.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
All right, we'll get straight into it. As always, these guys have no clue what games I picked. Starting off with the first game, I'm gonna give a little preface. People who watch college football shows, they talk about SEC mainly, some Big Ten. We're gonna pick some games that are more unique, I'd say, less talked about. So there's a few SEC on here because, clearly it's a stacked conference and there's good games every week, but kind of some mixed in games here. Some good stuff we got. So first game, get out of the way. We'll go Vanderbilt at Texas. Texas favored by 2.5. Blake, you want to take this one first?
Yeah. I think it's crazy. Texas is favored in this game.
Yeah.
They should have lost to Mississippi State. Everybody knows that. They were completely out of that game until, midway through the fourth quarter. But somehow they snuck out a win. So it is what it is. We're not biased on this podcast, but I hate Texas. I'm going Diego Pavia and company to go 8-1 this week. Beat Texas.
Love it. I'm going to ride with you. I'm going to go Vanderbilt here. Arch Manning will likely not play, which could be a good thing for Texas.
Yeah. Could be a benefit.
Yeah. Could be a good thing for Texas. You never know. Their backup, I can't remember where he played, but he's a senior. If anybody knows, please chime in. But could be a good thing for Texas. I think Vanderbilt rolls, and they continue to shock the nation. It's an easy team to root for. Keegan, what you got in this game?
And that'll make us 3-0 on that pick, because I don't see a way that Texas is just stable with Arch Manning behind quarterback. Now, like you said, if he doesn't play, it could be a good thing, but he just hasn't impressed me this year with kind of like the media hype that I was talking about earlier. I just haven't seen it to believe it yet.
Absolutely.
Well, what's unfortunate is the only game that me, B. Martin Gavin agreed on last week was South Florida, and they lost. So let's hope we change that up a little bit this week. We go 1-0.
Love it. Awesome. Next game we've got is Arizona State at Iowa State. I'm not sure if Jalen Tyson's playing, but Iowa State is favored by 7.5 at home. I can take this one first. Let you guys think about it here. But Arizona State clearly looked really bad without Tyson. They just force feed that guy every single play. And if I had him on my team, I probably would too. But 7.5 for Iowa State after how they've been playing is pretty crazy. I would not touch this game if I were a betting man. But I think back-to-back games at Iowa State, it's hard to win there. Not for BYU last week, but it's hard to win at Iowa State. I don't think that they dropped 2 in a row at home. I might be overvaluing the home field advantage here, but I think Arizona State, especially if Tyson's out, I'm not sure if he's going to be back yet. Either way, I think I still take Iowa State to win this one, get a decent win. But again, kind of torn up on this. I'll let either of y'all take it next.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think 7.5 is a lot. A touchdown spread's kind of big. With the performance Arizona State had last week, though, I get it. If Tyson's not playing, you could see how much of a different team Arizona State was last week compared to the week before against Tech with Tyson. So shout out Jalen Tyson, by the way, Texas Tech 1-year guy, playing on the Cavs now. But your brother is he's a killer. He's a killer. He's a complete game changer. So, it's tough not knowing if he plays or not. I'm going to pick Iowa State. I think they've had a rough going these past couple weeks. They're 2-3 in Big 12 play after being ranked like in the top 15. So I think they're looking to bounce back. I'll take them to beat out Arizona State.
Kind of like how Braden phrased it. If you're a betting man, do not touch this game. That collapse to BYU, embarrassing. Arizona State's performance to Houston, embarrassing. This game is just one that's very risky, but I agree with Blake. I don't see and you I don't see Iowa State dropping 2 at home, knowing that the hole that they're kind of in right now. And Arizona State they haven't performed well on the road either. Arizona State has a better home field advantage than Iowa State, but they're playing in Iowa. So I definitely am going to take Iowa State this game, but I wouldn't touch this as a betting man.
Was I calling him Jalen the whole time, Blake?
No, I think you said Jordan.
Oh, good. I was going to say, I really hope I wasn't calling him Jalen Tyson because I've got different thoughts about that guy. Anyways.
This might be the first time in Two Bees in a Ball history we've had back-to-back clean sweeps.
Yeah, kind of like it. We're rocking and rolling.
We're on the same page here.
The same page. We'll see if we are here. I have a feeling we're not going to be. Cincinnati at Utah, college game day in the Big 12. Come on. Looking to go back-to-back weeks for that to be a thing. Utah favored by 10.5. Now it's at night, at home, game day hype. Again, taking the non-football things into consideration here. I usually like to do that. But Cincinnati, man, they're good. I think Sorsby's the best quarterback in the Big 12. Blake, I'll let you take this one first. Let me hear what you think about this.
I've been on the Cincy train for a while now. And it's starting to come to life. 3 weeks in a row. Let's make it 4. I've said Cincy is one bad read away from being undefeated. So I think 10.5 is extremely disrespectful. Sorsby might be the best quarterback in the Big 12. I think you've got a couple other guys that could be in that running, maybe like Sawyer, just doesn't have a great defense around him. Yeah, I'm with you on the Cincy hype. 10.5, extremely disrespectful to Cincinnati. If we were picking the cover on this game, I would take Cincy plus 10.5 all day. To win outright, I'm still going to take Cincy. I'm just not as confident about it.
Keefy?
I think that Cincinnati's defense is a little – I don't want to say overhyped, but I think Utah takes this one at home. And it's just because it's a night game and the environment there, it's going to be rocking, top 25 matchup. Cincinnati, and I don't want to bring up the past too much, but the conference that they came from compared to the competition Utah was playing at, I believe they won a few Pac-12 titles before entering our league. I think that they've just been in this situation more, and Kyle Whittingham is a great coach when it comes down to these, except for whenever good guys from Lubbock went down there. But I'm gonna take Utah on this one.
I mean, yeah, Keegan, you bring a good point, but I will say to rebuttal that argument there, 2 of the top 5 teams in the Big 12 right now are from the American. You got Houston and Cincinnati sitting up there. So I totally agree with you that Cincinnati, I think, will get humbled. I think they will this weekend in a rocking environment. But, man, I'd love to see an upset. Like Blake says, I'm kind of on the train too, but I don't know.
It's crazy that that's an upset. Like, the number 17 team in the country is getting upset. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. 10.5 doesn't feel right.
Yeah, I think they're taking the environment into consideration quite a bit. And I mean, I don't know much about Utah. It's like when Tech played them, they got absolutely throttled, and their quarterback looked not good. And people are saying they're the best team in the Big 12 right now. But
I always said that Devin Dampier was going to be overhyped coming into the year. And I believe I had that conversation with Blake at one point.
Yeah. Keegan, to your point, I get the point of their defense being a little overhyped, but I mean, Baylor only put up 20 on them, and Sawyer's been putting up 35 to 40 a game. So I mean, their defense has come to life these past couple of weeks. You give up 11 to UCF, 17 to OSU, and then 20 to Baylor. So when your offense is scoring at the rate that they do, I mean, it's hard to shut a team out. But I think, I've said it a few times now, before Cincy was even ranked. I said I think it's going to be Tech and Cincy in the Big 12 championship, and I still stand on that statement. Hopefully they can come out of a win here with Utah, and then if they beat BYU, I don't see it being another scenario.
I mean, that's what it would end up being.
Yeah.
Give me Houston, Texas Tech in the Big 12 championship.
That'd be nuts.
We shall see what happens.
They wear their baby blues that game.
Yeah. That'd be
We love that.
Yeah, that'd be good for us. But okay, moving on here. Just a classic Big Ten, USC. Not at all. Going into Nebraska. Big game here for the Cornhuskers.
My wonderful and amazing girlfriend just brought me some dinner here. So
wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. Gotta love Natalie. Everybody loves her.
Can we get a feature of that on the camera, Blake?
Absolutely. Let's get some hamburger meat, noodles, cheese. Something simple, but man, is it amazing.
Love it. Okay, my question before you both fell asleep. What year was it when the last time that Nebraska has beat a ranked opponent?
Okay.
I couldn't tell you.
I'm going to go 2021.
Wrong. 2016 is the last time Nebraska has beat a ranked opponent.
Oh, my Lord.
Tough stat there. We got USC going at Nebraska. 6.5 point spread favored for USC. I go first here. I really don't want to do this. History repeats itself. Nebraska should not win. But I do not believe in USC. They're going to have to travel all the way to Nebraska. I guess it's not super, super far. But I'm going to pick Nebraska to finally get over the hump with Dylan Raiola, get the dub here, take down USC. I'm just going to go ahead and call it right here. Blake, you got anything?
It's interesting. First of all, I don't think USC should be ranked. Shout out AP poll. Keegan, I know you're new to the show, but we dog the AP poll every week we can. And this week was no different. Like B. Mark said, this might be the worst I've ever seen. But USC just got beat by 10. They were already number 20 in the country. I don't think Notre Dame's that good. But you know what? It's a quality loss, so let's keep them ranked. We take quality losses over wins. Shout out Navy. But I'm gonna take USC here. I still don't like Wish Mahomes. Shout out Carter for that one. But I don't. I think this is the second time I've picked against them in our pick'em. The first time was against Michigan. I got that one right. And I'm gonna hope that the trend continues, and I'm gonna take USC.
I think I'm gonna take USC as well. I honestly haven't kept up with these two teams all that much, but from what I have seen, USC just seems to be the more consistent team right now. Their offense and defense, they don't fluctuate the way the defense does for Nebraska. So, just based off of that, I'll take USC.
Awesome. I'll be lone wolf here. I'm going with Wish Mahomes. Again, shout out Carter. We'll see what happens. I think they're due for a big ranked win. USC shouldn't be ranked, so maybe it's their time to finally do it. Probably not, but we'll see how it happens. Next game we got our only second and final SEC game. We got Oklahoma at Tennessee, -3.5 for Tennessee at home. I think a crazy spread here. I'll go ahead and pick. I'm picking Tennessee. I think that they're going to roll and cover against Oklahoma team who's just been struggling. I know they came off a tough loss, but I don't have much to say about it. I think this spread is pretty wild, and I got Tennessee to win and cover. Keegan, what do you got in this one?
This game is actually my lock. Tennessee's covering for sure. Oklahoma's just been struggling too much. They're just not. They're entering that rough part of the SEC schedule that I don't think that they were prepared for, and Tennessee has stayed consistent. Kind of that's what I enjoy most about Tennessee. They're consistent. They don't make a lot of self errors. They don't turn the ball over. And did you say this game was at Tennessee?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely my lock then.
It's got to be. Blake?
If you watch the show, it should come as no surprise. Give me good old Rocky Top, Tennessee. Tennessee is going to win this game by at least 2 touchdowns. 3.5 is disrespectful. Like Keegan said, Oklahoma's been struggling. Texas put the beat down on them and got back in the AP poll because of that. With an injured John Mateer. I picked against OU last week. And I think B-Mart, did you let me check my notes here.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. You and Gavin both picked OU to beat Ole Miss last week. So yeah, I'm sticking with my guns here. I'm picking against Oklahoma, against a good Tennessee team.
Here we go. Rocking and rolling. Clean sweep once again. Could be the group lock. Stay tuned for that. Next game we've got our favorite team. Our favorite beloved Blake. We're not picking Duke. We got Georgia Tech at NC State.
Thank goodness.
Keegan, if you didn't know, we picked Duke like the first 4 weeks we did this, and we didn't know why every time because we knew nothing about them.
They'd win by 30 and lose by 40 the next week. You never knew what you were getting into.
Never knew. But we got Georgia Tech at NC State. Georgia Tech undefeated with a -5.5 point spread on the road at NC State. Honestly, not sure how I'm feeling about this. Keegan or Blake, y'all want to go first?
I'll take it. This is one that I've been looking at. Looks like the line shifted. What did it open at? Opened at 6.5. Moved to 5.5. As a Tech fan, I really want North Carolina State to win this game. Shout out Darion Williams. But it's tough. I mean, Georgia Tech is undefeated. I love Haynes King, Jamal Haynes. The Haynes duo in that backfield, they're really, really freaking good. It feels weird, though, that the spread is 5.5. Some B-Mart, something that we've talked about these past few weeks. You have a number 8 team in the country who's undefeated playing a team that's 4-4. You have this the past 2-3 years. The spread's 30. But this year, college football has just been so crazy. It's so unpredictable. I wouldn't be surprised to see North Carolina State win this game. I hope that they do, but my head is telling me otherwise. I'm going to take Georgia Tech.
I'm right there with you, Blake. I think that 5.5 spread is odd. I do think that Georgia Tech is clearly the better team, but kind of like you said, just that love for NC State. Shout out Darion Williams, like you said. But Georgia Tech, I think that they go in, they handle business. This is one of those games that I also wouldn't touch, just because that 5.5 kind of seems scary. But nonetheless, I'll take the Yellow Jackets.
Awesome. Yeah, clean sweep here. I'm going to go Georgia Tech. I think they're continuing to be just I don't know if overlook's the right word, in a way. Kind of like how BYU's spread is just continuing to be overlooked.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I'm going to scary, weird line. Wouldn't touch it, but I'm going to go Georgia Tech here. So another clean sweep.
And Darion, I cannot believe you chose to go to a team that beat you the year before last in the tournament. Breaks my heart. Lubbock loves you, but damn, that sucks. That sucks.
They got a better coach now, though.
Thank you for not going anywhere in the Big 12, but man, that was a painful loss 2 years ago.
Yep. Okay, moving on here. Big 12 game. We got UCF at Baylor in Waco. 3.5-point favorite. Baylor is. I'll go ahead and go first here. I think that Baylor finally gets over a weird hump that they always do under Dave Aranda. I'm not a huge fan of his. I don't think he's a very passionate coach. He's obviously doing something right because he's coaching at the D1 Power 4 level. But I'm going to take Baylor here. I think they get a big win over UCF. Again, I don't know a ton about UCF other than we took Lee Hunter from them. That's all that I know. But I'm going to pick Baylor to win this one. I think Sawyer puts up a crazy amount of points, and Baylor's defense needs to figure something out. But I think they end up winning this game. Keegan?
No, I agree with you, Braden. I think that the folks in Waco are waiting for a win, and this will be the week that they do it. What'd you say the spread was? You said like 3.5?
3.5.
3.5. I think that they'll cover that, to be honest. I'm not a big fan of Scott Frost and UCF. He's not a proven winning coach in my eyes. UCF had a terrible year last year. Still kind of in rebuild mode from what I'm seeing. But as long as Baylor's defense can get a few stops here and there, I think that they handled him.
Yeah, Keegan, I'm right there with you. UCF's defense isn't horrible. Let's see if I can. UCF. They have one of the lowest points against in the Big 12. They have the second lowest, other than Texas Tech. So Texas Tech is sitting at 99. UCF's at 120. So, I mean, their defense isn't horrible. I think it'll be interesting to see how Sawyer does against their defense. I don't know too much about them. I'm going to ride with y'all here. I think Baylor's going to win this game. UCF's, I don't think is a proven team in the Big 12. I think they've had a tough go. They played Cincy, Kansas, K-State. They played K-State as soon as K-State started hitting their stride. I don't think Kansas is as bad as people think they are. And obviously Cincy is ranked in the top 25. So, and then they beat the brakes off of West Virginia like anybody should. I think this is going to be a close game. I wouldn't touch a 3.5-point spread because I think it could be a field goal game one way or another. But I'm going to take Baylor to win either way. I believe Sawyer is going to figure it out this week.
Another sweep here. We love it. Love to see it. We're going to keep it in the Big 12. We're going to go Arizona at Colorado. 4.5-point spread for Arizona. Blake's looking shocked here. That's why I picked this game. I don't know what's going on with it. Not that far travel for Arizona. Feels weird. I'll take it first again. I'm going to go with Arizona. These numbers are pretty interesting this week, I will say. It's kind of an interesting week to look at betting lines. But I'm going to pick Arizona. Colorado's a down team. I think Dion's just not interested in being there anymore. Obviously, some health issues, but I got Arizona easily in this game.
Yeah, I'll take it next. I think I'm with you, B Mark. Colorado this past weekend. Let's look at this. They were
You're about to bring up what I was going to.
Yeah, they were 14.5-point underdogs against Utah, and they got beat by 46. So, not sure where this spread's coming from. Colorado this year is a dumpster fire. Caden Salter is horrible. Arizona, I don't think Arizona's that bad. I mean, they took a Houston team who has one loss in the Big 12. They lost by 3. They took BYU into double overtime. Beat the brakes off of OSU. Lost to Iowa State, kind of a bad loss. But, I mean, other than that, looking at their resume, there's no reason this game should be a 5.5-point spread. They go on the road. It's like saying Houston's going to be a 4.5-point favorite against Colorado. It just doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to take Arizona here. And I think they're going to cover that 4.5 with ease.
This is crazy, but it's another clean sweep. Colorado, you didn't bring up the exact point that I was going to bring up, but last week when they played Utah, I'm pretty sure at halftime, Colorado had negative total yards at halftime. I'm pretty sure it was either at the end of the first quarter or at halftime. I'm sitting there thinking, what are they doing? So this is a clear Arizona win for me. Like you were saying, B Mark, Dion just doesn't look interested to be there anymore. Prayers to his health issues, obviously, but I just don't see a way that Colorado even. I don't see Colorado coming within 2 touchdowns at any point in the game.
Yeah, maybe I am a betting man. Maybe I don't stay away from this game.
Yeah, no kidding. 4.5 is stupid.
Yeah, very interesting. Maybe Vegas knows something. Okay, fellas. Last 2 picks here. We'll try to fly through these. We got our pick that I had on here originally. Shout out to Carson. We'll get you on here some point. UNT faithful. We've got undefeated Navy at UNT.
Ooh, I love it.
Denton, Texas, 11 a.m. kick. We've got a 6.5-point spread in favor of UNT. So, Blake or Keegan, if y'all have any thoughts on this one first, I've been going first a lot.
Yeah, Keegan,
I'll let you take it.
Keegan, go ahead.
I haven't seen too much of Navy's play this year, but I did watch the USF at UNT game, and UNT kept up the first half, but once they got back into the third quarter, it was just game over. So I think that with knowing that they are not a team that can finish out like close games and games that matter, I think I'm going to take Navy.
I love it, honestly. Navy's undefeated. This is a different Navy team than we are used to seeing. 100%. They're putting up 40 points a game. Like this is not normal military football. And I love this Navy team. I hope next weekend that they can put up a fight against Notre Dame. I really do. But I mean, North Texas, they look, other than that South Florida game, they have looked dominant in every game that they've played. So that being said, I would not touch a 6.5-point line. I think Navy could cover that. I think Navy could win. But I am going to take North Texas.
Love it. Give you some food for thought here. Eric Morris, head coach at UNT, former Texas Tech player, ended his career in 2008. He's quite the quarterback guy. He's coached Patrick Mahomes in college, Cam Ward, John Mateer, and now he's got Drew Mestamaker, who's obviously putting up crazy numbers. So really cool to see that a former Tech player is just breeding quarterbacks. Pretty awesome. I got UNT in this one as well, and just I think going to be a fun season if UNT can continue to win, might make a push in the American and potentially make the playoffs. So vibes have got to be good over at UNT, and I got them to ruin Navy's undefeated season this weekend.
You got to think that no matter which team it is, that like the Group of Five champion, you got to think it's coming out of the American, whether it be Memphis, South Florida, Tulane, North Texas, whoever it is. I don't think any other conference has a chance.
Yeah,
I agree.
Awesome. Okay, last game here. Rock and rolling. Probably going to be a clean sweep again. We've got Texas Tech at Kansas State. 2:30 kick. Is that what we got?
Yep.
2:30 kick. 7.5 point spread. This opened up. Do you know what opened up at, Blake?
Was it? Is it 5.5 or 6.5? I know it was less than a touchdown.
Yeah, I think it was. So moved up 7.5. Keegan, we'll let you take this one here first.
So, as Tech fans, I'm sure y'all may know this. We have not won in Manhattan since 2008.
Wow. I did not
Let
know.
alone we haven't beaten Kansas State, I think, but once in the last 10 seasons.
Good grief.
That's been living rent free in my brain, Keegan. Good stat there.
It playing in Manhattan haunts me. It haunts me. I will not lie. And there was even a time where I was like, wow, we're actually about to beat Kansas State. And I believe it was with having Matt Wells. And I'm saying all this on the side of caution. But I am still going to be a homer here. We are this year we have a defense. This game simply is going to expose whether we can still be explosive or not. Because to be honest, the play calling and the offense just hasn't looked as explosive as I would have liked as a Tech fan over the past 2 weeks. To be honest, I thought we were going to put up 60 on Oklahoma State.
Right.
So I'll still take Tech, but I am definitely weighing on the side of caution. K-State, they scare me just because of our history there. You can go back and look, and they'll have just as bad a team as us when it comes down to records, but we just never win in Manhattan.
Yeah. Like Keegan said, and this is kind of scary, but I think it's going to work out in our benefit. Like me and B-Mart have been saying all year. Kansas State's offensive coordinator is Matt Wells.
Is Matt Wells, yes. And that is the positive that I'm looking at in this.
Yeah, he's horrible. He's absolutely horrible. The benefit that they have is he used to be our head coach. The benefit that we have is he is an awful play caller. So, I mean, looking at this, everybody kind of knew this was going to be a tough game. Like Keegan said, we haven't won in Manhattan since 2008. But you know what else we haven't done since 2008 is hosted College Game Day. And they will, as far as I know, they will be in Lubbock next weekend. So we're looking to repeat a little bit of history here with an expanded playoff structure. So, 2008, if there's a 12-team playoff, we're in. So, we're looking to repeat that. And I think this is the year that we beat K-State in Manhattan. I think, like I said, Matt Wells is not a great play caller. We have a great defense this year, which is, something we haven't had in decades. And Barron's starting. I think he's going to put up quite a bit of points on this Kansas State defense. So I'm excited for this game. 2:30 kickoff. Definitely be tuned in. Lots of fun games to watch this weekend, but I if I was a betting man, I would not be taking a 7.5 point spread. Kind of scares me. I think we can cover, but not sure if we will. So I'm going to take Tech to win outright in a scary potential trap game. And to add on that, I think if we beat Arizona State, we would have lost this game. So losing to Arizona State, I think, benefit us for this week.
Yep, and like I've talked about that a few times. That was my prediction for the season, was either an Arizona State loss or a Kansas State loss, and we got the loss out of the way. This leads me into also my lock of the week. I'm taking Tech to win outright, of course. But like Keegan said, man, I'm haunted by Kansas State. I don't know what it is about that purple, about Manhattan. My lock of the week is going to be Kansas State plus 7.5. I shouldn't touch this game. I shouldn't even sniff it. But I just know the history of Texas Tech. And my lock of the week is, I've been saying all week, man, this is going to be a field goal game. And I hope I am so wrong about all of this. I hope I'm so wrong about all this. But I'm going to take Kansas State to cover, and Tech sneaks out of Manhattan with, like Keegan said, its first win there since 2008 to then host College Game Day the next weekend. So, yeah, I got Tech outright. I'm not even going to ask y'all's thoughts about that. We got Keegan's lock of the week at Tennessee minus 3.5. That one feels good. Definitely less scary than mine. Blake, what is your lock of the week, sir?
I had it in my head, and after that, I just completely went blank. What a freaking call! I hate it.
We win or we fall.
Let me see if I can refresh my memory here. Oh yeah, Arizona minus 4.5 against Colorado is my lock of the week.
Okay. That was going to be my group lock, so now we can adjust.
Okay. We agreed on almost everything.
Yeah, I mean, we can go Vanderbilt spread. We could go Baylor to cover.
I'm down for a Baylor cover. Keegan,
I'm cool with that. Let's rock with it.
They'll have like 10 fans in the stadium, but yeah, definitely feels good. Okay, we got Blake with Arizona minus 4.5. Keegan and Blake's on the surface definitely feel like locks. I'm just gonna try and manifest something so that it doesn't happen. And I'm wrong because usually my locks of the week are incorrect. So I'm trying.
Last week you took Bama minus 12.5. So
I'm reverse psychology.
Yes, I'm taking one for the team. You loyal listeners know I'm not good at lock of the week. So I'm taking one that should not work, but it definitely could. So, well, guys, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
No, like I said, basketball starts Monday. Keegan, you missed that first little tidbit. 7 a.m. tip-off Monday morning. So I'm excited. It's going to be a fun week. Saturday college football, Monday college basketball. I'm excited for this next week of sports. If you're a college sports fan, you are too. So a lot of fun. Really morning through night, you're locked into sports. So I'm excited. Keegan, thank you for jumping on such short notice.
Of course.
And yeah, it's a good episode.
I appreciate y'all having me and taking the time to just get to talk some sports. And can't wait to see our men's basketball team start off soon.
Amen. Tuesday night.
Awesome. Okay, and we'll get you back on here for some hoops later on. But as you all know, we are two bees in a ball. Where we pick it, we call, we win or we fall. And that's why you call it two bees in a ball. We will see you next time.